about.
Okay, do you know what it is? I think it is. I think men and women communicate differently.
100%.
That's what it is. It's like women want men to communicate with them the way they communicate.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get what I'm saying? And so when you've been quiet for 3 hours or whatever, and a woman comes to you and says, well, she wants you to communicate with her the way she communicates. Yeah. I don't necessarily communicate like that. So first of all, you're not going to get me to communicate on your terms. You're not going to manipulate the situation. And secondly, if and when it's time for me to communicate, I can talk to you. It's not a problem. Okay, but like I said, if you're communicating to draw me back onto, I've always said this, right? Women have a battlefield and men have a battlefield in the way they communicate. For me, I always tell men, never get drawn onto women's battlefield with an argument, because they argue differently from us and they will drag you onto that battlefield and they will win because you are not well versed in the way in which women argue. Mm-hmm. I feel like women argue with manipulation, they argue with emotion, and when all else fails, they'll pull the victimhood card. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? And so it's like, if I get drawn into that, they will always win.
I did a video on this. I never really argue with most women. Obviously, I have some female friends that are intelligent and, they think in a logical way, and so we can have these kind of discussions. But 99% of the time I don't, because most of the time, that for me to engage in a discussion with you, I have to believe that you actually want to reach an end. Like you actually, I have to. There's a good faith.
We don't argue for solutions. We want to be heard.
No, she wants to rile you up. That's why she's arguing, innit? So that's why there will be these share manipulations. They'll be moving the goalposts because she's not trying to find the answer. She's just trying to get a rise out of you, and that's fair enough, right? Because that's her problem. It's your problem when you let that get to you, and then you start acting feminine, having this tit for tat, and moving into that lane, because you're not going to get anywhere anyway, right? Those conversations never end in, oh, I see your point now, actually. Yeah, that makes sense. Those last 2 hours of shouting really kind of, that never happens. 2, she won't respect you because you've been acting like a bitch. You're arguing with her tit for tat. You look like one of her female friends right now. Yeah, no one respects that.
I get what you're saying, but you're only talking about arguing. What about, I'm talking about communication.
I think it depends
conversation.
how you go about it.
Conversation where you lot have gone wrong. You don't want to improve the situation by having a conversation.
What kind of conversation?
She's done wrong. You know she's done wrong, right? So she asks you, certain questions. You're just not going to respond back to it. You expect her to know.
What kind of conversation has people telling you to shut up? That sounds a bit like a...
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the solution.
Solution?
You're talking about the problem. You're talking about the solution.
Okay. Well, in a normal kind of, let's say a conversation, we're trying to get to a solution, right? Whose interest is the solution in?
For both parties.
I don't see how, if someone's overstepped boundaries or they've been rude or disrespectful, and you now want us to come to a solution, but you've kind of violated your end of the agreement in terms of not being respectful, etc., then in my view, I don't really owe you restarting that conversation, because that's your bad.
So would you ever have a conversation with a girl about a disagreement?
Yeah, I state my view, she states her view. We can have a kind of a fruitful discussion, but if there's disrespect, I kind of just, and it's never happened before.
You're saying if there's disrespect, you walk away. You'll have a conversation later if she initiates it.
Yeah, that's kind of her problem.
Do you know why I understand? Do you know why I understand? Because
what do you mean that's bad?
No, do you know what? Communication.
No, but do you know why I understand? Because women are habitual line steppers. Yeah, and a lot of women are habitual lines, and so if they push the line there, they're like, next time I'm push it. And so when you do not give them what they want, right, then essentially
they're going to do it again.
They'll learn because you're doing it for a reaction. If you don't get the desired reaction,
they will do it again.
You're gonna you're gonna try something different.
So hold on. So
you're gonna try something different.
They're gonna try something different.
I get it.
If I can tell you shut up once, I'm going to tell you shut up again. Because if I tell you to shut up and you just shut up, because to me you shut up, even though you feel like you've just gone quiet and doing what you're doing. That's me.
You won't think that if you actually tried it.
And you know what? I would shut up.
Like if you told me to shut up.
Hang on. I would shut up and you'd never see me again.
Okay.
And then, that's my shut up, because you tried to push the boundaries twice, yeah? You wanted me, you tried to tell me to shut up, I'll shut up, you won't see me again. and then you're gonna be like, calling man on my phone. Oh my god, babe, come back. No, you told me to shut up. I'm gone.
No, it's I wouldn't
Like there's boundaries you just don't cross.
But there's
I wouldn't even be that
communication.
like I wouldn't even be that like it wouldn't necessarily lead to me kind of cutting you off. I would just kind of like lose a bit of respect for you, and you'd know because I'll kind of look at you like.
But where's the communication?
There is
Communication.
Checking isn't arguing. Checking is telling a woman what it is. And if she doesn't like it, then y'all move on. If a woman tells her man to shut up and he puts his head down and says nothing, it looks weak as fuck. Lakers on.
So it seems like these guys just like to talk.
Lakers
but
on.
when
It's not even necessarily
That's a good
talking. It's communicating your point, your
There's nothing wrong with communication.
But you know what's quite...
hang on, I'll just say this. The least amount of communication or understanding is done during an argument.
But it doesn't always have to be an argument. I get what you're saying.
You know,
it
it's
doesn't
at
always
least
have to be an argument setting.
Sorry, go on, Pearl.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, communication's kind of done via when things
haven't
are
told me
calmed
that.
down. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's when communication
Yeah,
happens.
that makes sense.
we need to have a respectful kind of stable conversation. But if we're at a point where she's saying "shut up, man" or whatever, then that's funny to me. So I'd look at you as like, and then move on. And I mean that's just how you hold yourself as a man. If some of you guys hear that and you think that's weak, then it's because you're weak, innit? Because your silence is weak and my silence is strong. I don't have to talk. I don't have to do this tit for tat thing. We don't have to have this conversation.
Do you know what? I get where you're coming from, but I kind of feel like as times are moving on, you have to evolve as a person or as a man. It's not. We shouldn't be just stereotyped to one way of doing things.
It's not a stereotype.
It is.
It's a course of behavior.
Okay, it's a course of behavior. Well, I'm going to be honest with you, right? I'm a 34-year-old man. I've been in my fair share of relationships, and I've seen different things from different people. And you can't always have the same method. Yes, you can have the doctrine of keeping quiet when the disrespect is there, but there are some people who actually don't get it. So
True.
I've practiced your method. I've practiced your method. Sorry to finish. I've practiced your method, and sometimes that doesn't always work.
Question: why are you dealing with disrespectful women then? Because when people have these
sometimes you don't know the disrespect, or maybe it's a case of until you know better, you do better.
Right.
This never happens to me. This conversation, like when men talk about like
please, when you write your book, I will definitely
women.
buy it.
I am writing a book actually on masculine.
Fantastic.
Modern Masculine is my YouTube channel, but essentially this idea of like some women are just it's kind of framing it like you're in a passive seat. Listen, you're here because I allow you to be here. Right? No woman can walk into my house. You can't slide into my DMs and be present without me deciding you can be. So this idea that
without engaging in that,
this idea that like disrespect is some kind of fact of the universe is no. When you're around me, you're on borrowed time. You know that. So don't ever speak to me without being cautious of what you say. And that's just how I do things.
$50 super chat. The men who know no, say less, have that look that says, "Are you nuts?" and learn to never tolerate disrespect. Walk away. People are 50.
Like, I tell you what I think it's like. I think it's like for those that did grow up with their fathers, right? There was a look your father could give you, and he didn't have to say anything. Do you know what I mean? Like, he didn't have to say a damn thing. Like, he looked at you like, that look of, are you absolutely crazy? And you be like...
But how many times do you have to do that look?
No, but the thing is, that I'm not saying that how many times...
But in a relationship.
Yeah, but the thing is, this might sound controversial, but sometimes women are kind of like children. Do you know what I'm saying? So
humans are like children sometimes.
Yeah, but women... They respond. What was that?
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah, women respond to that masculine energy.
Everyone does.
Like, yeah, it's
everyone.
true.
This is exactly what you do in a situation with a male peer in the office, etc. I'm really just telling you guys common sense stuff. Like if you're out here dating women that are disrespectful, telling you to shut up, and that's your reality, and you're out here,
I think it's what you showed them,
telling me coping mechanisms to deal with that, then that's on you. But that never happens to me because I don't date rude women. I don't tolerate rudeness.
But